We're good to go.
Thank you, Ilana. Everybody, you may now turn on your cameras and off mute if you would like to do so.
The future is digital. Everybody is talking about future skills, everybody's talking about future jobs, but oftentimes when you talk to an average child that's from a so-called township, too many of them meet the computer when they get to tertiary, and that's not okay. We need to make it okay. We need to just make it normal for programming and coding to be a part of what is offered in the townships. I am Kelebogile Molopiane, the founder and CEO of Africa Beyond the Fourth Industrial Revolution. In short, we call it AB4IR. AB4IR is a gaming and animation hub. It's an incubator. We're based in the Tshwane South Tibet College in Mabopane. Why we started it was to literally bring resources to the youth in the townships. How we're helping the community is literally bringing the resources to the people. We are a digital incubator. We have access to facilities. As you can see, there's always startups that are here. We give them the Wi-Fi. Internet is an issue in the townships, so we make that possible for them. Access to the technology, access to equipment, access to training, access to information. We literally are trying to get them involved in this so-called 4IR. What will make our way to greatness is responding to that powerful quote where Gandhi says, "We must be the change that we want to see." I grew up in the township. There was never anything like this. I worked in so many places. I traveled and I saw, and I decided to create the change that I wanted to see for the youth in the township. So our vision is to create a pool of entrepreneurs drawn from disadvantaged communities that will be global players. That is the change that I'm bringing. That is a change that I want to see. That's a change that I'm creating, and that's what I want to be remembered for.
The issue of food security with the ever-changing weather patterns that we are currently experiencing here in South Africa, the issues of the El Nino, we are able to mitigate that because we have a controlled environment. We do sustainable agriculture. Hydroponics uses 90% less water than your conventional farming. My name is Rosalind. I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 3, and I'm the founder of Setla Holdings. Setla Holdings is a hydroponic farm, and basically my role here is to do the finances, the management of the business, the running of the hydroponic channel, as well as doing the delivery of our products. Setla Hydroponics was established in 2018. I named it after my son, my youngest son. When we moved to the Midvale area, I noticed quite a number of the women that didn't have decent jobs. I employ the local women. They come here, work at 8, finish at 4. They have got work that they are proud of. We do not use pesticides and we do not use fungicides. That will also help us to achieve a good quality crop. Our customers, they enjoy the benefits of having their cucumbers any time of the year. What will make our way to greatness as Setla Holdings is the composition of our employment. We are an all-female company. We are passionate about what we are doing. So our passion, our drive as mothers to provide for our family will definitely take us as a startup to greater heights, because at the end of the day, we are mothers, we are nurturers, and we are here to feed our families and to feed the nation.
That vicious cycle continues because everybody fears going out to actually get help. So for us, it's about creating that space where people feel comfortable enough to have these conversations, access the help for free, preferably. Access to mental health should be a basic human right because we all have been affected by intergenerational trauma. So for us, the most important thing is giving everybody access. Hi, my name is Faith Wesson. I'm a creative visionary. I love making social impact, which has led me to my passion of creating a game called In My Feelings, which is all about educating people about mental wellness and also normalizing the conversation around mental health. My game was created as an answer to the gap that has been left by the health system in the mental wellness industry. Only 5% of the health budget is dedicated to mental health, which means that many South Africans don't have access. We use the game as a way to educate not only just kids, but families, communities, and corporates about mental health, and we give them coping tools as well. And we do it in a fun, relaxed way so that people engage and are also encouraged to do it on a daily, if not weekly basis. What will make our way to greatness will be to have the In My Feelings mental wellness games in school as part of the curriculum, because we believe that children as young as 5 years old should start learning about mental health, how to regulate their feelings, and also taking the game into family homes, because we know that intergenerational trauma is a big issue, especially in the African continent. And that's what we're trying to achieve with In My Feelings, creating these emotionally supportive systems using a game for everyone in South Africa.
You must be a little crazy, out of your damn mind. You gotta have a vision, and you gotta have the right team to pursue life as a startup. Our days at the moment are wild, crazy, and exciting. We're currently growing the team, and that comes with a whole new excitement and challenges. But they're joining us because we're on a mission to build a better world. Daily, we're energizing and engaging with the team. There's always challenges in the startup. There's time challenges. We're trying to balance work, life, mental health. You're taking calls all the time, and you're pursuing and you're chasing, and your mind is always on, focused on the alignment and the vision. And our vision for the 5 years is to accelerate the world's awareness so decisions are smart, fast, and data-driven. My name is Priyash Ramadeen, and I run a startup called The Awareness Company.
Time. Sam, can you hear me, Sam?
Good morning. Yes, we can hear you online.
Oh, good morning. We are ready to go, Sam.
Fantastic, Ganesh. Thank you. Is the RSTP team there?
Yes, they're here.
Fantastic. Thank you. We will start momentarily.
All right. Well, thank you.
Noni, just one change, Noni. Sorry, good morning,
Sure.
everyone. The CEO of RSTP is going to be represented by Ms. Nompumelelo Delela. She's the legal advisor representing the CEO.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome all. And yeah, sanibonani abantu base-Eswatini. We hope you enjoyed those videos we played, just a sneak peek into some of the entrepreneurs that we have supported at the Grindstone Accelerator across our different programs. But today, thank you for joining us and taking the time out of your day, really just to witness our amazing entrepreneurial talent in sub-Saharan Africa, and in particular, Eswatini. So before I begin, my name is Nonqaya Bakwabasi, and some may know me as Noni, but I am the program director for Grindstone X at our Grindstone Accelerator. And I really am honored to be here and excited to be here as your MC for the day, and really just looking forward to taking you through the program. So as I've said, I am your host, and I'm here to really make sure everything runs smoothly this morning. But of course, smoothly is very relative when it comes to Zoom. So I'm hoping that I don't accidentally mute myself while talking. But as we kick off, I'd like to encourage you just to begin engaging. So turn your cameras on if you have the bandwidth, but also introduce yourselves in the chat. I know the people in the room may have already met each other, but those online, just share who you are, what your role is, and where you're joining us from. And if you want, even share what you're looking forward to today. Let's just start getting to know who is with us today. So yesterday we witnessed the greatness of our Namibian startups and entrepreneurs, and we learned so much about the importance of partnerships, collaboration, the essentials needed in being pitch ready, but also the necessities required to make a successful entrepreneur through a collaborative approach of support. And for those that don't know, over the past year, there has been a lot of collaborative activity taking place. And today we are proud to be hosting you all to celebrate all of the hard work that has gone on behind the scenes in preparing for today. The Innovation Bridge Portal, also known as the IBP, is an initiative of the South African Department of Science and Innovation, supported by the Department of Small Business Development in South Africa, in partnership with the World Bank Group, Think Room, as well as other national counterparts in Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Namibia. And they're hosting a series of hybrid events to showcase young entrepreneurs from across these 5 countries over the next few days. Yesterday, we met in Namibia. Today, we continue with our second installment, showcasing the entrepreneurial talent in Eswatini. Over the past year, this flagship initiative of the IBP has been in partnership with the Thinkubate Academy, which is powered by Think Room, to really enable the cohorts of young entrepreneurs to receive tailor-made solutions and helping them in their early stage business development. And this has been achieved through online learning, receiving practical support from mentors as well as the team, and also, preparing for their pitch readiness in order to be ready for today. So almost 115 entrepreneurs from Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Namibia, South Africa have benefited from the program. And the top 30 plus of those will be showcasing their ventures through pitching to us today, as well as across the week through different regions. And so our first prize winner for today will receive branded merchandise, which includes a t-shirt, a backpack, pen, notebook, and a few other really good goodies, sponsored by the RSTP. And they'll also receive a go-to-market purple package sponsored by Think Room Consulting. And our second prize winner will also be receiving the branded merchandise, as well as the GTM Blue package sponsored by Think Room Consulting. And so before I get carried away with a bit of excitement, I'd like to quickly start off with our house rules before we get into the program of the day. So again, share who you are, where you're joining us from, turn your camera on, engage. Let's see who's behind these black boxes. And also, please make sure to switch your cameras on, but also making sure your microphones are muted at all times. And also just making sure that you are not sort of causing any background noises. So yes, please make sure your microphones are muted unless you are speaking. But for a brief overview of what you're in for today, we will be hearing our welcoming remarks from the CEO, rather representative of the Royal Science and Technology Park, Nompumelelo. And then we will be hearing from our partners speaking more to the Innovation Bridge portal, as well as giving us a Thinkubate Academy overview. So we'll be hearing that from Ganesh Rasagam, the World Bank Lead Private Sector Specialist, Michelle Harding, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, a program manager in South Africa, as well as Catherine Young, who will be joining as the Think Room Consulting founder. After that, we will be hearing a bit about Sonia Paiva's entrepreneurship journey as the Eswatini Kitchen Managing Director, as well as the Women Farmer Foundation's Executive Director. And of course, the reason we have all gathered for today, we will then be hearing our entrepreneur pitches from all of our founders in Eswatini. We're quite excited about that. And while our judges deliberate, we will then be breaking some ice with a short activity. And lastly, we will then be hearing our feedback from our judges to find out who our winners are for the day. And finally, but definitely not least, we will be closing out with some words from the World Bank Country Director, Marie-Francois Marinelli, as well as Ganesh Rasagam once again. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get amped, let's get excited for today's agenda. Really looking forward to that. But before we kick off, I will now hand over to the RSTP for our opening and welcome remarks. And you can start your presentation shortly after this video. Thank you.
Thank you, Nongeba. Thank you, Nongeba. As I've been introduced, my name is Nompumelelo Ndlela. I'm representing the CEO of TP. Before I present his welcome remarks, I'd like to first extend his apologies for not making it to this awesome event. I will present his welcome remarks as follows. World Bank representative Ganesh Rasagam, Think Room representative Catherine Young, CSIR representative Michelle Harding, the media, distinguished guest Clement. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the first edition of the Innovation Bridge portal pitch in Eswatini. This is a remarkable initiative. This is a remarkable initiative to assist entrepreneurs in facilitating access to relevant business support services and increasing their opportunities to access early stage finance, market, and innovation. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the organizations behind IBP, as this event is a result of a significant collaborative efforts by the Department of Science and Innovation Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, and Department of Small Business Development, South Africa, in partnership with the World Bank and Think Room to create a pathway for all African entrepreneurs. Over the past year, a flagship initiative of the IBP has been to partner with the Thinkubate Academy, which enabled the cohorts of young entrepreneurs to receive bespoke solutions to help their early stage business development. This was achieved through completing online learning, receiving practical support from mentors to prepare pitch readiness. A total of 115 entrepreneurs from Eswatini, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, and South Africa have benefited from the program to date. And the top 35 entrepreneurs will be showcasing their ventures through pitch events, such as the one with a winning pitch selected by per country. To the top 9 entrepreneurs from Eswatini who have made it this far, your courage, determination, and zeal have not gone unnoticed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have among us industry experts, seasoned entrepreneurs from diverse sectors in the Kingdom of Eswatini and South Africa, who have given their time, dedication to making it possible for us to reward the participants for their hard work. We thank you. As its namesake, the Innovation Bridge portal aims to become that one-stop shop repository of information, opportunity, and network connection between public and private ecosystem stakeholders and innovators in Southern Africa. A mandate shaped by RSTP to have innovation without borders. More women, youth, and people living with disabilities need to participate to continue breaking barriers in innovation. We shall have a role to play. Awarded the role of ecosystem supporter in Swaziland, the Real Science and Technology Park has committed itself to ensuring the success of this initiative. We can all achieve the desired success of this initiative through collective support from government, sponsors, and all stakeholders, because no one can attain success in isolation from other members of any ecosystem. We managed to make a significant contribution to job creation, poverty reduction, skills development, wealth redistribution, and economic growth when we work together. We are confident that this program will foster positive change and bring about a brighter future for our country. May I also thank His Majesty the King for his visionary leadership in setting up many initiatives aimed at assisting the youth in particular. The RSTP is one such initiative. Hence, we greatly appreciate being chosen as the ecosystem supporter for this great initiative. Such initiatives further align with the call by His Majesty for the youth to play a big role in the country's economic development and the diversification of our economy to reduce our reliance on the SACCO receipts. In conclusion, Program Director, may I thank all the participants for their unwavering commitment and tireless efforts, for your dedication in truly inspiring and will have a far-reaching impact in the kingdom and beyond, as we strongly believe our innovations will be marketable even outside our borders. To the partners and stakeholders, I look forward to continuing our shared mission of creating a better tomorrow for the people we serve and create more opportunities in building youth businesses. For example, I have seed funding, capital funding for innovations, having vibrant Eswatini Angel Investors Network and a team of business experts willing to handhold the young entrepreneurs through their startup journeys. Once again, thank you for your support and partnership. We are honored to have the opportunity to work alongside you. I thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Ms. Nompumelelo. I think we're very encouraged to be hearing about the support that's been given to entrepreneurs in the Kingdom of Eswatini, but also just how encouraged the public and private sector partnerships are in really supporting the ecosystem of entrepreneurs within Eswatini. So very excited to be hearing about that. And thank you very much for all of that context, as well as the welcoming remarks. And now we will be moving over to hearing or rather listening more about the program, but also just understanding a little bit about what Thank You Incubate is understanding a little bit more about what the Innovation Bridge portal is. And so for now, I will be handing over to Ganesh Rasagam. Ganesh is currently the lead private sector specialist at the World Bank with nearly 40 years experience in both public and private sector and finance and private sector development and competitiveness. So we're very excited to have this wealth of knowledge joining us as well today. Ganesh, I will be handing over to you, and thank you.
Thanks, Noni. Noni, we need a couple of minutes to sort out a technical issue here. The organizers have asked me for a few minutes to switch to a better internet connection. So just bear with us for a few minutes.
Sure, no worries at all. Thank you very much. All right, and to everyone that is joining us today, it's great to be seeing we have quite a few different, ecosystem players, entrepreneurs, as well as individuals joining from across sub-Saharan Africa. And I think this is a great opportunity really just for everyone to be networking. I do see a bit of LinkedIn links dropped down on our chat. So if you would like to connect, please continue to do so. Also your entrepreneurs, I think you do have quite a vast array, really just selection of entrepreneurship support organizations and supporters within the room. So definitely take advantage of that.
You must be crazy to pursue the life as a startup founder, they once told me. I think you must be a massive dreamer to pursue this life. Waking up every morning and chasing a dream, a vision that only you and a certain few know about. A vision that you believe in so much you're willing to put everything on the line for. A lot of people think founding a startup is about what are you willing to do to achieve success and have your company become the next big tech unicorn to come out of Africa. I believe it's what are you willing to lose. So the real question for me was and still is, am I willing to lose short-term gain for long-term freedom and living my true purpose? Freedom is what we continue to chase daily. Ignoring all that we fear, pushing ourselves to the limit, having people think we're crazy.
We are good to
But
go
when
now.
you find your true purpose in what it is that you do, nothing is impossible. Hi, my name is Wandile, and we run a startup called Sight.
Excellent, great. Thank you very much, Lucy. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, that was another entrepreneur who is part of our Grindstone Accelerator program and just showcasing their talent there as well. But Ganesh, thank you very much. And I will hand back over to you. Are we
Thank
ready
you.
in the room? Okay.
Thank you, Noni. You can hear me and see me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Very good. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, entrepreneurs, friends. Very nice to see all of you here. I think there are more than 45 people connected, which is excellent for an event like this. So my name is Ganesh. I'm from the World Bank group, and my job is to basically give you a bit of context on what we are doing today. So this program, supported by the Bank, is a partnership between the World Bank and the South African government, the Department of Science and Innovation in South Africa, Department of Small Business Development, and our private technical partner, which is Think Room Consulting. And we have partners in each of the other 4 countries as well who are part of this program. In the case of Eswatini, it's a Royal Science and Technology Park. Botswana is a Botswana Digital Innovation Hub. In Lesotho is the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Business Development and Tourism. And in Namibia, it's the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. So together with these counterparts in these countries, this is a regional program. And the objective is to really support young entrepreneurs or early stage businesses to provide them with more impactful support services and access to early stage finance. And the platform, the Innovation Bridge portal, is the platform on which we are supporting the building of this entrepreneurship community. So I'm going to introduce my colleague, Michelle Harding from the CSIR and the Department of Science and Innovation, to make a presentation on the portal itself, and then we'll hear from Catherine Young from Think Room on how the Thinkubate program is being implemented. Thank you, and thank you for being here, and very nice to see all of you this morning.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Harding. I'm a program manager at the CSIR, but more importantly, or very exciting for me, is that I get to be the manager of the Innovation Bridge portal on behalf of the Department of Science and Innovation. Ganesh, thank you very much for the introduction. Nani, thank you so much. And just a warm welcome from my side to everyone in the room and online. I would like to just take you through a few slides on the Innovation Bridge portal to create some context and understanding of what it is that we are building. And to some extent, you know, for me, it feels that I am managing or building a small business through this platform, and it's a very exciting journey as well. So just a little bit of context and background. So the World Bank Group did some research a while back, and they really found that there is a need for a digital community for entrepreneurs specifically. And so in 2021, we started working with the World Bank Group. We're very lucky to have partnered with them. And Ganesh took us through all the wonderful research they did, and we looked at the Innovation Bridge portal as it was at that point. And mostly the portal was there to showcase publicly funded innovations and technologies from South Africa. But it was very, very well aligned to introduce an entrepreneur community onto the platform. And so we'd worked with World Bank Group and partnered with the Department of Small Business Development, Think Room. And in May of last year, actually, we launched the entrepreneur community on the Innovation Bridge portal. We did a little bit of a new look and feel with that launch. And when I do get to the end of my presentation, I'd love to show you the video of the launch, because it's actually a click-through showcasing of the platform in video form. So after the launch, you know, we kept on working with partners and bringing more partners on board, and extremely excited that this year is really our big year for scaling. And scaling, yes, in South Africa to become a national support platform for entrepreneurs and innovators, but also a SACU-wide support platform. And this again is just to reiterate the fact that what we're wanting to establish with the Innovation Bridge portal is a digital ecosystem. And this is not, we do not aim to duplicate what anyone else is doing. But we aim to become, like our opening speaker mentioned, this one-stop shop repository of information. And that's why we partner with Think Room, with World Bank, etc., because the main aim really of the Innovation Bridge portal is to become the digital ecosystem where our entrepreneurs can come and find relevant information to their specific circumstances and timeous information to basically take them along this journey and accelerating the journey of the entrepreneur. I think the entrepreneurs in the room will agree with me. Sometimes, you know, you're looking for funding, you're looking for mentoring, you're looking for some or other support, and you have to go to Google. And you Google and you have to work through 20, 30 websites, and you have to gauge, you know, which would be the best option for you. Then you start a process of reaching out to these ecosystem players, etc. And it takes a lot of time from an entrepreneur. And what the Innovation Bridge portal wants to do is for an entrepreneur to enter, provide us with information on your business, and we want to match you and take you through a journey to say, for instance, the following 3 funding opportunities would be most suited to your business, to the industry and the sector that you're working in. And helping the entrepreneur to more efficiently and quickly find what they need to find within the ecosystem, bringing that ecosystem together and working towards large impact. And so my next slide is just an example a little bit from, what we're doing currently in South Africa. And this is what we're aiming towards with each of the SACU countries as well, is looking at scaling through partnerships. And the first thing that we look at is, as a collective in a country with regards to SMMEs, entrepreneur support, technology and innovations, there's so much data available. And so with our partners, we try to bring data onto this platform to create a uniform database and intelligent reporting that can be used by different partners. So on my slide, obviously, I've mentioned more South African role players, like our Company Intellectual Property Commission, and so different organizations that support SMMEs from government point of view. And as a collective, we have so much data that we can use, that we can plug into an intelligence system with artificial intelligence to really guide our entrepreneurs along their path. Then we also partner around support. This is a big joint platform. We want to bring role players on board that answer to different issues that entrepreneurs have to help with compliance, for instance, red tape reduction, innovation funding, etc. And so this is what's really lovely about our partnerships. And what we're finding is that this creates an opportunity within a digital online platform to hand over the baton to each other for the benefit of the entrepreneur, making their journey easier. And then lastly, our partnerships really also look at joint events and initiatives. This is a fantastic example of exactly that. Sharing data, integrating systems, and we make sure that our strategic partners have a voice and as part of the scaling and development of the Innovation Bridge portal, because in the end, we want to holistically be providing efficient support and access to entrepreneurs. So if we move from this and we just have a quick look at, what is happening with Eswatini. We've had at least 2 information sessions with Eswatini ecosystem last year. Ganesh mentioned the partnership with the RSTP, and that partnership is being explored and grown. But currently on the Innovation Bridge portal, already we have a presence of Eswatini investors and entrepreneurs, and our current offering on the portal allows already for the ecosystem in Eswatini to come and register, to come and engage with the bigger SACU ecosystem and with each other. Upcoming for Eswatini, so there's still some ecosystem initiatives that we are doing with the support of the World Bank Group, and these initiatives are open to the Eswatini entrepreneurs and innovators to apply for. As you can see, FinTech, InsurTech, Green Economy Challenge. But then also very importantly is that we're really wanting to open up this invitation to Eswatini to say that we would love to create a country-specific view of the Innovation Bridge portal for the Eswatini ecosystem. And that would be with the look and feel of Eswatini and everything that's happening in the Eswatini ecosystem, so that it's easier to access, so that there's support for your entrepreneurs, and so that there is cross-ecosystem collaboration as well. And this takes me over to my last slide, where I really want to show you the video of our launch event. This is it's just a very nice visual of taking you through the platform, what we're planning with the platform, what's happening on the platform. And after I've shown the video, I'm just going to hand over to Catherine. And I thank you very much for your time and your participation.
Approved Innovation Bridge portal. In this video, we will present our new entrepreneur community and share more about our expanded vision. The portal has been enhanced with responsive design, improved navigation, search functions, and a fresh new look. The non-for-profit Open Innovation Platform brings entrepreneurship ecosystem stakeholders together for the benefit of innovators and entrepreneurs, and seeks to become a one-stop shop repository of information, opportunities, and network connections to help entrepreneurs and innovators along their journey to success. The Innovation Bridge Portal is an initiative of the Department of Science and Innovation, supported by the Department of Small Business Development, the World Bank Group, and managed by the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. The Innovation Bridge Portal gives you access to a database of relevant ecosystem initiatives, such as calls for funding applications, to industry challenges, events, and others. Once registered, you will be able to upload and expand your portfolio of relevant information to easily apply for funding opportunities or tackle challenges through the portal. Our vision is to become the ultimate catalyst in creating an enabling environment for entrepreneurs and innovators to thrive, thus promoting economic and job growth in Africa. We strive to always be relevant, provide clarity and direction, eliminate fear and uncertainty, be humble and attentive, be inclusive, and be proudly African. We aspire to be a dynamic enabler, opening a door into the vibrant repertoire of African innovations, entrepreneurs, and opportunities, showcasing the continent's budding ingenuity to the world. We invite you to put your country on the map. Our Insights section aims to educate and guide stakeholders to connect with the larger ecosystem. Easily access our database of articles, success stories, and interviews that address specific pain points. You will also be able to view reports on the outcome of each of our ecosystem initiatives. We are excited to introduce the Innovation Bridge Portal Entrepreneur Community. By applying step-by-step roadmap software, the entrepreneur will be guided through the tricky path, from considering their idea or business concept, all the way to releasing their products and services into the market and growing their business. During this journey, we will bring all the relevant ecosystem players to the attention of the entrepreneur and ensure that they can access the precise support, investment, and mentoring opportunities that they may need. You can log into the portal by making use of your Innovation Bridge username and password, or via your Google or LinkedIn accounts. After registration, the Where Are You in Your Journey widget will pop up on the screen. For demonstration purposes, let's click on the Startup to show you how the portal works. You will receive access to your own personalized, tailored, and customized content-based dashboard. This includes easy access to investors, opportunities, and support based on your unique profile. The platform also matches you with relevant technologies or innovations that you could utilize to grow your business. Through a strategic partnership with the Department of Small Business Development, you will be guided through all compliance measures, including business registration, obtaining a tax certificate, and more, via our compliance network design and integration to key government institution databases. You are also able to showcase your business and increase your exposure to the international ecosystem. To access these benefits, remember to register. The Innovation Bridge Portal, your guiding catalyst along the pathway to success.
Thank you, Noni. Back to you.
Excellent, great. Thank you very much, Michelle, and thank you for that demonstration as well. To the entrepreneurs in the room, I do hope that you took notes there and really just making sure you're engaging the IBP platform, as well as the ecosystem partners that are in the room as well. Great initiative, and thank you very much for sharing. And now I will be introducing our next speaker, who is Catherine Young founder of Think Room Consulting. And Catherine, I will hand over to you.
And good morning, everybody, coming to you from Cape Town today. So it's lovely to have you on. But here's the thing, today is all about the entrepreneurs. So I'm going to put the entrepreneurs on the spot in the room, and I can see you absolutely online. If the entrepreneurs in the room, can you just raise your hands so I can just see you? Firstly, to see that you can hear me. Entrepreneurs in the room? Yay, I see one at the back. Awesome, fantastic. Okay, great. So I can also see what the delay is. And then all the entrepreneurs on actually on the call. I want to just go, and if you're an entrepreneur, just write your name in the chat exactly and put your hand up. So can I ask the entrepreneurs in the room to stand? If you don't mind, there's a little bit of a delay, so they will stand shortly. And can I also ask those virtually, the entrepreneurs that are virtually on? I don't know how you're going to show us you standing, but if you want to put your camera on and stand, and let's do this. Entrepreneurs, we're celebrating you today, and what's on my slides is much less important than what is happening right in front of us. It's so lovely to see you all stand, and I'm speaking to you for the next 30 seconds before I go into my slides, from one entrepreneur, which I am, to another. For those who know me well enough, there's always some type of little poem, but I want you to put your hand on your heart. I'm going to do the same with me, because I need this today as an entrepreneur, and I think you need the same. And I'm going to read you this, because this is how much respect I have as one entrepreneur to you in the room and on the call. I believe anything is possible. I see opportunity when others see impossibility. I take risks. I'm focused. I hustle. I know that nothing is unrealistic, and I feel overwhelming love for what I do. I embrace my childlike wonder and curiosity. I take flying leaps into the unknown, and I contribute to something bigger than myself. I create. I learn. I fail. I grow. But I continue. I believe it's never too late to start living a dream. I am an entrepreneur. Give yourselves all a round of applause. Thank you, entrepreneurs, for what you do. And thank you for making our lives possible because of what you do. So I wanted to just give a big shout out. And team, thank you for allowing me to do that. And the cameraman in the room, you were absolutely wonderful to have been able to pan the camera to the entrepreneurs. I will be very brief. So I'm Catherine Young. I'm the founder of Think Room. And I actually told one of the team members today, we're 10 years old this year, or 10 years young, should I say. It really feels like yesterday, and it feels like 100 years ago. But as entrepreneurs, you'll understand what I mean. We work with entrepreneurs across the continent, in fact, across the world. We've touched about 21,000 to 22,000 startups, entrepreneurs, ecosystem players in some form or fashion over the last 10 years. And this particular program was just an amazing one to us, and we've only gotten started. 115 entrepreneurs across the 5 countries have gone through the program so far. This latest cohort, we're celebrating 68 companies in total. And this was some of the makeup of the cohorts that we've worked with across the countries that you can see. We have gender demographic balance, which is quite nice. Very many programs you see much smaller female participation, and over the next number of programs we will increase this even more. But the gender balance is much better than what we see in some other programs. So fantastic. There's a whole book to be written just on getting that right. And when I retire, I'm definitely going to do a lot of writing on that. But really, when we asked you as entrepreneurs, what are some of the biggest gaps that you have in this program, many of you said funding is a big gap. And we, of course, know that funding is a gap that you have as startups and as scale-ups. But those who have heard me speak before, I always say, funding is a fantastic solution, but it's not the only solution. Customers also are. And then somebody on the session yesterday with Namibia said a very interesting thing, but I have customers, I need money to be enabling the deals to flow because it was a manufacturing business. And then I just realized, there's so much knowledge to share because there are different ways of unlocking money if you already have customers. So that's definitely something that we'll add to Thinkubate. You all know Thinkubate very well, to teach you specifically about finding places of funding when you already have customers, because it just makes it much easier. Then also the other very interesting thing is that the overall ages of the businesses that went through these cohorts on this particular program are just, it's interesting to see, as I shared yesterday as well, some of these businesses are already 3 years old, 4 years old, which is a good thing, right? So very quickly, we know year one is, at the end of year one is the horrible year. 80% of businesses don't make it after year one, let's say it like it is. And then you get through a horrible phase, but then you get through, and then year three is the next sifting, where we have to figure it out. And then year 7 is another itchy. It's not only in marriages that we get the 7-year itch, but in businesses too. And then after that, you have to be very careful not become an institution and keep your businesses fresh. But the good news here is that we have a very good balance of ages of businesses, etc., etc. So that was what the cohort looked like all over, and we just really evaluated the businesses on an assessment instrument, our Thinkubate instrument, to see where are they in a life stage. And here we had the wonderful mentors who helped us navigate the journey of the entrepreneur through this program. So they consumed a lot of content, access to knowledge through the Thinkubate platform. And then we had mentors to help mentor and coach to actually understand the gaps better and what then to do about them. And this graph, I'm not expecting you to read the detail, but I just want you to see the trends. The interesting point is that after correction of, also after speaking with the mentors, the entrepreneurs would go back, and there's a second rating that actually says, I thought I knew that this is the status of the business, but actually it's not, or it's different. And that's what access to knowledge brings. That's what the LMS brings. It brings a place of learning to know what you don't know, and then usually scores drop before they pick up again. But it's been fantastic. Interesting 3 observations as I prepare for closing my presentation, that in the beginning, entrepreneurs score themselves typically 20 to 30% higher, as I just explained. And then there is some moderation that comes in after working with mentors and coaches. Also, female entrepreneurs, and I'm speaking to the female entrepreneurs specifically in the room and online today. We have this thing. Speaking really for myself, it took me many years. Now I'm just older and less careful, I suppose. But it took me many years when I was a younger entrepreneur to actually realize that I am good enough and I am okay. And imposter syndrome was a real thing in my earlier career. And it really took a lot of hard work, self-work. It's nobody's fault but my own self-work to really get over that imposter syndrome and just say, you know what, let's just do this thing. So entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, really go think about that. There's a lot of material to consume also online with us to go and work with imposter syndrome, specifically if you feel it resonates with you. And sales, finance and accounting, and funding valuation, always some of the biggest gaps. So in closing, we had such amazing entrepreneurial experiences from all over, and we've had some amazing references. But we have a saying in the business, literally, once you come into our world, if you want to stay in our world, you will never leave. And there are many ways that you can stay involved. You can come and just, Amay, if you can just get the email address that they can ping us on. I think it's info@thinkroom.co.za for any of those entrepreneurs who are not already on this program, who want to get involved. But come along. We really want you in for a long haul. And it's not an easy fix. And this is in closing what I wanted to share. Access to knowledge, networks, money, and customers. Those 4 things are always the most important things that we need as entrepreneurs. And it's our responsibility. It's not the state, it's not the government, it's not the environment. It's our responsibility to do whatever we can to access the knowledge and the networks and the funding and the markets. And yes, when the enabling environment then comes and sees that we bring our bit, that will just unfold. And with that, I mean, I'm encouraging governments, I'm encouraging PPPs, public-private partnerships to continue, because this program specifically is one of the successes of what we've seen. So in closing, it takes an ecosystem to raise a startup. And we know that. And we also know that one approach of a program for all entrepreneurs don't work, because we all have our own different needs. So really, from that perspective, it's not a one size fits all. Cool heads, long game. And in closing, entrepreneurs, just know that the quickest overnight success story is always counted in years, but just make it year by year and you won't regret it. Thank you so very much. Handing back to you, Nani.
Great. Thank you very much, Catherine. I think, yeah, those words were very inspiring. And I think maybe we should get a copy of your poem to the entrepreneurs to stick up on their desks. That was, yeah, very inspirational. And I think, yeah, we do have a group of hustlers, problem solvers, community builders, and really just amazing founders that are in this room today, and really excited for us to be hearing from them later. But before moving on, I do just want to reiterate, as we have already heard from some of our speakers, just the importance of the public-private partnerships and the ecosystem of support, really offering their network currently to you as entrepreneurs right now. And so please take advantage of the IBP platform, but also the Thincubate platform as well, and really just building your businesses, and make sure to reach out and really utilize the resources that are being provided to you currently. But now we will be moving over in the spirit of entrepreneurship to really hear from our entrepreneur speaker, who will be sharing more about their journey building the brand of Eswatini Kitchen. So Sonia Paiva, who is the founder of Eswatini Kitchen and the managing director, as well as majority shareholder of the Eswatini Kitchen, really just working to formulate the strategic objectives of the business and new market development, and really is also a seasoned businesswoman. So Sonia, I will now hand over to you for your words.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. As introduced, I'm Sonia Paiva. And before I start I think I've been given, and I hope that my message will be inspiring to the young entrepreneurs. And before I start with Eswatini Kitchen, I would just like to mention that I was in the corporate world for 35 years, and I started when I was 19 years old. I don't know if there's anyone in the room that's 19 years old. And all I had was a boyfriend and a motorbike and 1,000 emalangeni. That's before Eswatini Kitchen. So after getting a little shop in the city of Manzini and doing it all up, we were then asked to leave because they didn't like the work that we were doing, which was repairing motorcycles and power products. So the 1,000 rand went, and then I was left with a boyfriend and the motorbike. So everybody wondered now, what on earth are these people going to do? Because I was 100% sure that I was not going to work for a boss because being a young, I thought beautiful, nice looking lady, that I would encounter quite a lot of challenges in the working world, because you do know that women are vulnerable and sometimes we have to do favors, and I wasn't prepared to do that. And I had also seen the opportunity of making money and doing the business, because there was no Swazi that was actually doing the sort of work. So we then went to the church, and they gave us another place that they said we could use. They gave us the place for 3 months free of charge, free. So you can just imagine the state of the premises that we were given. So in any case, I have to move forward. And it took us 6 months to clean up the place. It was just the two of us. And then the ball started rolling slowly, but it did roll. The greatest or the biggest challenge that we found was access to finance. And in those years, all I wanted, all we needed was 15,000 Rand. I mean, you could think to yourself, 15,000 Rand, what is that? And of course, we couldn't get it because being young, the banks wouldn't even look at us. And being female, it was even worse. So we continued in our journey. And I call it the University of Life. Without having gone to university and without finance, we took a business, a boyfriend and 1,000 Rand. After 20 years later, or 25, I don't really remember, then we were turning over in excess of 200 million emalangeni and employing in excess of 120 to 150 people. So having looked at that, that's what motivated me to look back at my journey and say, how can I give back? Because if I can do this, facing the same challenges that most Eswati face, then I need to do something and see the difference. So in 2007, I started the Women Farmer Foundation, and which was a platform to actually empower women in the agricultural sector. And the word that I totally disliked was subsistence farming, because as Africans, we all think that we are doing farming to feed our families. So I created a platform where women, for the first 10 years, could actually enter the competition and join our organization. And I found it very, very difficult. But in any case, we started with 97 women in 2007. And now, if we look at today, we're in excess. The lives that we have touched, the differences that we have made within the agricultural sector is phenomenal, because in excess of 5,000 women have actually benefited from our programs. With the Women Farmer Foundation, the biggest challenge that we had, again, was access to finance. And then being woman, for the first 10 years, I decided that, well, the next 10 years, we need to invest in the youth, because people our age are actually becoming extinct. And if you look at the statistics, it's time for the young people. And we started the competition and encouraging the youth to join it. And I tell you something, it was one of the most difficult tasks that I've ever had, because when they looked at me and they said, no, this can't be you that's talking to us, somebody that has successfully run businesses and everything, now you're telling us young people, educated, looking good, that I must go to the field. And that's when my mind started working. And with the help of Standard Bank and the United Nations, I was able to start a program that is called the Youth Program, which focused on climate smart agriculture. And I think that's where the doors open. And we saw the young entrepreneurs, because I call them agripreneurs instead of farmers, coming forward. And that's when the excitement started with the young people. And I saw young people coming from all over and in the different sectors. And that's when I realized that one of the things that our people lack is access to knowledge, access to information that they actually need, because in their minds, starting a business is something so big and impossible. And when they came through our programs, then they realized that, wow, I came here for climate smart agriculture, but I'm learning about insurance, I'm learning about licensing, I am learning about every single thing our government, how does the government work? What do the respective ministries do? What are the parastatals here for? And that's when I said, wow, I wish. And I pray that we can have a program that can actually embrace more young people, because I believe that they are educated, number one, unlike the older generations like myself that didn't manage to go to university. And if you have a youthful nation, educated, then we have to make it a success, because they are the future leaders of our country. So that is the Woman Farmer Foundation. And I really appeal to the young people, and they can come and join, they can call us. And with these programs that everybody's running and investing in the youth, we are there to support. But back to Eswatini Kitchen. Eswatini Kitchen was a program that I found and said, okay, what do I do with this? And being an entrepreneur, I can't say I was young then, I said, you must always practice what you preach. I can't be asking you for money to run a company, to run a program. So I then converted the program into a business. Initially, this Eswatini Kitchen was there to empower women, the less privileged women, Bomage, because we were looking at creating an environment where they could actually have an income, because they were the individual supporters of their family. So it wasn't easy to do that, convert the program into a business, but I did it with the help of people and people that believed in the products, because no one actually believed that we as eMaSwati could manufacture. Why don't we venture into manufacturing? Why must we export our raw sugar when we can turn it into candy? Why? All these questions. Because if I grow a vegetable and I add value to it, automatically the price increases. So the whole idea was to show everybody the value chains and the opportunities that come with it. So having said that, Eswatini Kitchen now exports to countries in Europe, mainly Germany, who has an outlet of over 500 stores. And then we also in Scotland, where there's in excess of 300 and something stores that are being supplied our products. But I think that the most important thing that I'd like to say to the young people in the room is that you cannot build your future alone. The success of Eswatini Kitchen is that we are empowering people. What am I saying when I say empowering people? I'm saying that instead of importing our raw materials, we look at the people that are here and mobilize them to furnish the goods to the factory. Instead of importing the stuff from China, the more developed countries, we must develop our own people. And there are so many opportunities within the sector. And I'd really like everybody in the room and the people that are online, all the young people, to venture into the agricultural sector, because you all form part of that sector. You are wearing agriculture. You are drinking agriculture, So let's look at agriculture and agribusiness from another angle, because there is so many opportunities within those sectors. The challenges are there, don't get me wrong. But I think with the support of our government and our continent, and if we as Africans can believe in ourselves, manufacture, sell, intercontinental, then I don't see the reason why we should be importing anything and exporting our raw materials. So I know that I've got about 2 minutes left. I would really love to have shared my journey a little bit longer. And I am available. I am at the Woman Farmer Foundation, Eswatini Kitchen. I've since started other programs, which is strictly in entrepreneurship. And I am so glad to see young people. And I see my young man here. He is one of our products that has come through the foundation, and he's going to be successful. And you guys know why? Because he believes in himself and he wants it. He wants the millions we are talking about. He wants the nice shoes and he wants the nice suit. So I will ask you, Caleb, to please stand up. I really didn't know that you were here, and give this young man a big round of applause. Because this is the face of the future, and this is the face of agriculture. He is very successful in the agricultural sector. He just said to me one day, he says, Mage Paiva, I listened to you. I mentored him for a few hours. And he said, I listened and I took a chance and I did what you told me to do. And guess what? I'm making money. Because I was all over the show. But after having gone through your program, I can now see that being focused pays off. And I am so happy to see him here. And I would love to see thousands of more young people being successful so that we can change the face of negativity amongst young people and their success rate. And let's turn that above the 50% mark. You guys can do it. Really, really, it is possible. But through mentorship, and maybe us older people can actually hold your hands and assist you where you need assistance. And sometimes it's just words and advice that you need. But you have to be persistent, responsible, and want that. I have it, and you must want it. I thank you all.
Great. Thank you very, very much, Sonia. Yeah, we are very encouraged by your words. I think you've shared a very inspiring and very deeply personal journey as well. And I think I'm most excited about your eagerness and readiness to support and share your knowledge with other aspiring entrepreneurs, women in agriculture and business. And I think with your experience ranging from the automotive industry to agriculture, exporting, to the support programs you have, helping women and youth-led communities, I do think that the hands or the entrepreneurs are in safe hands within the Eswatini community of support there. And to those of us, who are still in the early ideation phases, we now know the first step is get a boyfriend and a motorbike. And then, you really will be set up for success there. But Sonia, in all seriousness, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you for sharing your story with us as well. And next up, we will have our stars of the show. We will be showcasing our entrepreneurs. And just a note to our audience in person and online, just be advised that due to some connectivity and internet difficulties, there may be some delays in the pitches that you will be seeing, but please just be very patient with us. Each entrepreneur will have 5 minutes to pitch, which will be followed by a 2-minute question and answer session from our judges. If there is any time, maybe the audience, but with 2 minutes, we will see how best we can do. And before we hear from our entrepreneurs, let's find out who our judges are. I know we have one judge in person in the room, Mandlen Kosi. If you could please kindly just introduce yourself to the audience.
Good morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. My name is Nelson Sabetse. I'm the founding partner at NMT Consulting. We are a business and legal management consultancy. We are based in Eswatini. We work with a lot of startup businesses. We assist them in terms of setting up operating management systems, business process design. Essentially, what we do, we assist startup businesses translate their vision into more practical systems of running their business. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Perfect, great. Thank you very much, Mandlen Kosi. I know we have 2 of our judges joining us online. So I will hand over to Nelson, if you could kindly introduce yourself. Nelson, if you could introduce yourself.
Hi, Nongneba. I just introduced myself. Mandlengos is the one
Oh,
who's
sorry.
online.
Oh, Manzenkos is online. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Manzenkos, if you could kindly introduce yourself. All right, I will move on to our next judge, who is Grace Lehodi. Grace, if you could kindly introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Grace Lehodi. I'm an investor based out of Cape Town. Most recently was a consultant at the World Bank, working very closely with the likes of Ganesh and Michelle and the Think Room team on the Innovation Bridge portal, and really great to see the pitch event culminating to today, all the hard work by the team, and most importantly, the entrepreneurs to get to where they are today. And so really looking forward to all the pitches that we'll be seeing today. Thank you very much, Nani. Back to you.
Great, thank you very much, Grace. And I will introduce our third or final judge, and that would be May, who is joining us online. May, if you could kindly introduce yourself. May, you are on mute.
There we go. Good morning, everyone. It's really great to be here. My name is Amay Lazaridis, and I'm part of the Think Room team. I have vast experience in building entrepreneurship ecosystems, and currently working as operations manager. Really keen to see what the entrepreneurs have to offer. Thank you so much, Nani.
Perfect, great. Thank you very much, Nelson, Grace, and Amay. We are excited to have you all as judges. And now for us to meet our cohort. The entrepreneurs will, of course, have 5 minutes each. And so we will have Q&A after each session. But Lucy, over to you. Great, thank you very much. And so from our first entrepreneur that we will be hearing from is the founder of Kimono Shop Eswatini, who is Nkosingiphile. And Nkosingiphile, we're excited to hear your pitch. You are the first one up. Lucy, over to you.
Good day, everyone. I am Nkosingiphile Melane, the founder of Kimono Shop Eswatini, which is an online shop that does kimonos or cover-ups in African print. I started making my own clothes when I was young after my home economics class in grade 4, because my parents couldn't afford to buy me clothes, so I learned to make my own clothes. I started or established the kimono shop last year online on Facebook after observing the rising trends in African prints on social media and festivals around Africa. So currently make kimonos, bucket hats, zipper pouch head ties, plus made to order simple designs. So the gap in the market is that you cannot find these Ankara or African print kimonos in retail stores. So if a woman wants one, they have to take fabric to a seamstress and have them to make one. So, and in our culture, women, after they have a baby or once they are older, even at church, you need to cover up so that you don't distract men with your hips and bums. So it is quite a valuable jacket to have in your closet. The solution is to have these readily available, one kind print and unique design, which you won't have much of you like when you buy in retail stores where there'll be like hundreds of you wearing the same thing. Here it's just 2 or 3 people. So these are my products. First one is the kimono, the bucket hats, scrunchy hair ties, and the zipper pouches. Our competition currently is our seamstresses who make made to order. So you bring your fabric and they make what you want them to make. And our key competitive advantage would be that you will already find these made, so you don't have to bring your fabric. Plus, will be at was a lower price. So the target market is women from the age 25 to 35 years old, which the market size is 93,000, and we plan on penetrating the market 1% each year. You will notice that the market size is slightly bigger. That's because we also incorporated males, because they can also wear bucket hats. Our social impact would be that to employ young people. We currently have a very high unemployment rate in the country, which is 58%. So, and we also seek to empower young people in sewing skills via a 3-month program during weekends. I'll start with 5 employees and then grow as the year continues. My ask is $11,000 that will buy machinery and equipment, your industrial sewing machines, office equipment, plus marketing and advertising. I currently use domestic machines, which is your straight stitching and overlocker. Investors' share will be 30% equity. Since last year, I have achieved the following. My Facebook page, which I use for selling since I'm an online shop, and marketing and advertising. I've sold 50 kimonos, plus you're ready, easy to make designs like your shorts, jackets. If you can visit the page on Facebook, you will see what I'm talking about. And in May, I've gotten an offer to have a physical shop at Mandenga, Eswatini. And I also have found an expert who's been in the textile industry for 10 years in Matapa, who I also plan to incorporate to my team. So that's me, the founder and lead designer with the textile industry experts. And we also have 3 seamstresses plus a marketing and sales officer. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you do invest with me. Thank you so much. Bye.
Great, excellent. Thank you very much. I see you are in your kimono looking beautiful there. So yeah, well done as well on the pitch. I will now hand over to our judges who have 2 minutes to ask questions. So Nelson, I think we can start with you in the room.
Hi, Ngosimpile. My question is, how do you seek to keep your product unique? Because I anticipate that a lot of people are going to copy your product.
Thank you. Thank you, Nelson. It'd be unique in the sense that with Ankara fabric, you don't get a lot of it, the fabric. So if I go and buy fabric, it would be only a few of the kimonos from that kind of fabric and material.
Thanks, I'm okay.
Maybe I can jump in from online, please, Nani. So really great presentation. I think one comment and then one question on my side, Nkosi. Just on your equity, please just, and I'm happy to help you offline, but I get a sense that, you're giving up too much too soon on the 30% equity for $11,000. So happy to help you with those numbers offline, or have mentors help you with that. And the second one is just on your market sizing. I think, it's definitely dreamed big. I get a sense, correct me if I'm wrong, are those your market size? Was that your target market? It was mainly for the Eswatini population. So maybe just encouraging thoughts around, and I'm sure maybe you thought about it, but expanding to South Africa. I know kimonos personally have become very, very popular here in South Africa. So the more fabric you can get, and expanding to South Africa will definitely help you scale your business. So yeah, just the question on me on your market size, please, and thoughts on expansion for scale.
Thank you, Grace. I am looking forward to exporting, as Eswatini is very a country where you can be able to export. We are the #1 country as ranked by the World Bank. I think But yeah, I will target women in the urban areas
All right,
because
our time is up. Our time is up. I do apologize. I know we have to be very strict with the 2 minutes. It is part of just the skill in learning how to pitch and answer these questions as quickly as possible to possible investors. And so we will move on to our second entrepreneur. And thank you very much, Nkosi. We now will be having Healing Hands join us for their pitch, and they are founded by Bianca Litchfield. So Bianca, I will hand over to you for your pitch.
My name is Bianca Litchfield, founder of Healing Hands. After the birth of my kids, I gained weight, I lost my confidence, my passion for life. Life had become hectic. Since my grandmother was a herbalist, I got to experience the power of herbs and decided to find a solution for myself. And after I started using the mixture, family and friends took notice and wanted some too. That is how Umkaba Drops was born. Through the effectiveness of Umkaba Drops, confidence and passion was ignited in me to help family members who were suffering from life-threatening conditions, like my grandfather who was bedridden from diabetes. My purpose, to prevent families from going through the pain and hopelessness these conditions bring. Our vision, to be the brand of choice for people suffering from chronic diseases through proper nutritional training, coaching, and supplementing products. Eswatini has a population of 1.2 million people, and 51% are women. After the birth of children, women are finding it hard to lose the baby belly fat. They have no time, energy for gym and dieting. We have developed Umkaba Drops, a natural product extracted from aloe and lemon, administered through the belly buttons, and results are visible within 2 weeks of product use. For our diabetes tea, it's a blend of baobab and bipolar fruits measured in a loose square tea bag, enough dose to keep your sugar level balanced for the day. For those struggling to manage any chronic condition, we offer a 2-week hand-holding process where we educate and a food plan is implemented. We are bringing superior product, innovative product, and we reach communities that are unreachable to our competitors. Our target market, Umkaba Drops, a 25 to a 55-year-old mom living in the urban area, earns a salary of $444. For the diabetes tea, a 55 to 85-year-old retired living in the rural areas gets an income through elderly grants or farming. For our training and coaching, we are targeting communities and corporates. Target person, HR manager in Nkundla. Our direct selling approach allows us to sell our products at $14 at 77% margins, and our coaching at $111 at 55% margins. We have been able to generate a revenue of $1,833 at a cost of $242, making a profit of $1,591. Our first year projection stands at $114,549 at a cost of $34,925, making a profit of $79,624. Our second year projection stands at $470,888 at a cost of $147,872, making a profit of $323,016. We are asking for $61,800 for production facility and product testing. This will give us this will open export opportunities for us. The team to take this forward is Dr. Wandile Dlamini, bioscientist, Ms. Busisiwe Gama, production manager, and founder and CEO Bianca Litchfield. We are supporting Pick and Drop, where the hungry can come in and get fed, and they give care packets to female prisoners. I thank you for your time.
Great, excellent. Thank you very much, Bianca. I will now hand over to our judges for the Q&A. I think this time we can start with the judges online. So May, happy to start with you if you have a question.
Thank you so much, Noni. Thank you so much for the presentation. My first question is, has your product gone through any certification rounds?
No, we haven't got any certification currently. That's what we're working for. The funding is for getting us to be certified.
Thank you so much.
Right, and do we have a question from Grace or Nelson?
Okay, my follow-up question to that will be, are you, like in terms of the certification, do you own the original design, if I may say, like the concept of the product, or you are a reseller at the stage?
No, I own the ingredient. Like
Okay.
I put it together myself.
Okay,
Yes.
no, that's fine, thanks.
Any more questions?
Great, so are there any more questions from the online judges?
If nothing from the room, I just want to know, how do I buy them cover drops? I drink a lot of wine.
We'll be coming to you soon.
Thank you. I'll be placing my order.
That's good to know. Thank you very much, Bianca. And now we will move over then to I see a lot of comments as well. So yeah, the wine is, I mean, the solution there is in demand, not the wine. So there will be a bulk order coming through very soon for you. And so now I think we can move on to our next entrepreneur, and that would be Bond Investments, which is founded by Banele Mzuli. So Lucy, over to you.
My name is Banele Mdluli. I am the founder and director of Bond Investments Pty Ltd. It is a startup, and we are working towards recycling used cooking oil and converting it into a biodiesel. I'm from Eswatini, and I'm currently admitted into the Royal Science and Technology Parks Business Incubator. We are based in Matsapa, the industrial capital of Eswatini. And we are currently at an early stage conducting our research in order to prove the feasibility of our product. We are producing a green fuel solution that's capable of reducing carbon emissions from about 60–70% to 90% compared to the available fuels on the ground. It is also compatible with all diesel engines, and biggest advantage is that no modifications are required, so it can be used straight away. We are adopting a B2B business model, and we are targeting companies that are already owning plants like generators, pumps, compressors, and on a larger scale, excavators, dozers, graders. And we happen to already have a signed expression of interest from numerous companies, and as well, including a mine, Maloma Colliery. And in terms of our raw materials and our input materials, we are going to collect our used frying oil from fast foods, restaurants, and hotels. And then our reagents, the chemicals that we are going to use, we have identified local Swazi farm chemicals also located around Matsapa, where we are going to source our chemicals for the reaction and conversion into the biodiesel. In terms of pricing, we have the Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy that regulates the pricing locally. So we are going to adopt the government specified pump price as our price to sell our biodiesel. We have a growth plan, and we are going to start small and hire as required for the different stages of the business in order to keep our overheads in check. And we also have set a limit on how much we are going to buy our used oil from the outlets so that we can also control our cost of production for our biodiesel product. We are also working on establishing environmental partnerships with some outlets because it's been proven locally that you are able to collect for free for certain environmental initiatives. It's only going to offset our profit margins. And then at entry level and market entry level, after the first 2 years, we are going to sell on a daily basis 100 liters per day. In terms of our research, in the local market, the current requirement is way above 10 million liters per month. So we're hoping to make use of farmers, civil building contractors, mining companies, and other industrial activities that we can sell to. We are also looking to partner with current suppliers like Gulp, which also is going to benefit them in terms of upping their green energy initiatives, their credentials. We are seeking $15,000 in grant funding for a minority stakeholding for the following purpose: a purchase of a bioprocessor to improve our quality assurance processes, which is very, very important since we'll be working with engines, and our storage facilities, and as well as working capital during the development and certification phase of our business. Okay, thank you very much for the time and the opportunity to present my business idea. Thank you.
Great, excellent. Thank you very much for the pitch. And now, of course, we will move on to our questions from the judges. So we'll start in the room once again with any questions there from Nelson.
My only question will be on the raw material availability. Like how much available used oil is there in terms of the retail outlets? Like have you conducted your research? And how do they dispose it as it is now?
Okay, we have conducted a door-to-door exercise where we visit all the outlets, and we have established that for the next 5 years we will be able to source our raw materials based on our offsets. That means we require 168,000 liters by the end of the 5th year. And we have established that we have enough for the next 5 years. And
okay, thanks. That was all from my side.
The screen is frozen. Noni, can you hear us?
We can.
Yes, we can hear you quite clearly and see you.
Good, thanks.
If I can quickly ask, what are the profit margins that you're envisaging for a project like this? Yeah.
Let's start with for a liter with the current pump price that's set by government. It's currently sitting at $1.20. Our production cost is at 43 cents, meaning that for every liter we have a margin, a gross profit margin of 77 cents. So for the first year, we are going to get revenues of $50,000. That's for the second year, which in turn can be calculated as our first working year, $55,000, as opposed to a production cost of around 14,000. That means we have 25,000 in gross profit. We offset that for the next year. It's going to move up to
all right.
35. Time up.
Our time is up. Thank you very much. And I apologize. I feel so bad having to stop you mid questions every time. But yeah, I have to be very strict with the time here. And so we will be moving on to our next entrepreneur. That is AgriFresh, represented by their founder, Lindiwe Mqina. And over to you, Lucy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lindiwe Mqina, professionally a farmer. I'm very excited to give you this presentation about us. We were established in October 2022 after observing rising food shortages in our country and increased food prices. So we've got high unemployment, and the farming business will address this problem. We started a farming business where we grow maize and beans for consumers to purchase at an affordable price. We've got a market gap. So Eswatini imports about 96,000 tons of maize and also receives 17,200 tons as food aid. We also have got high food costs. Increase in food prices has led to poverty. And then we've got 69% of the population living below poverty line, and also 25% of the population are extremely poor. We've got also high unemployment. The youth unemployment rate is rated at 50.9% in our country. Then the solutions we're having are local production. So we'll be growing crops locally at a large scale to reduce imports and also lower the costs. We'll be growing crops to meet the consumption requirements of the country and sell to consumers at an affordable price. We'll provide employment. So this is also to employ local people to work in the farm. So our business model we are having is a business to business type. So the National Maize Corporation will purchase 100% of our produce, and then they've got a 14-day payment check. Our milestone is that we have entered into a written agreement with the National Maize Corporation, and we've already raised $60,000 worth of inputs, those are the fertilizers, seeds, and herbicides. And we rented 10 hectares of 50 hectares of land, and we've already employed 7 people, and we've done land preparation. And then our competition, yes, we do have other companies in Eswatini that produces maize and beans, but we are convenient because we are the only company that specializes on these 2 crops, which is maize and beans, and we will be producing all year round. We are also affordable because we are closer to the market. And then our financials are the revenue in the first year for $154,000 with a cost of $135,000 and a profit of $18,000. In the second year, we'll be growing our revenue to $167 and also with a cost of $140,000 and also a profit of $26,000. In the third year, we're also growing our revenue to $180,000 to a cost of $144 and a profit of $35,000. And then our ask will require a total amount of $20,000, which will be used as rental cost, harvesting, with control, planting, and land preparation. Our team, for the board of directors, which consists of 3 qualified members who has got professions like agronomy, agriculture engineering, and also accounting. Thank you.
Great, excellent. Thank you very much. We will now hand over once again to the judges for any questions. So maybe we can start online this time if there are any questions for our entrepreneur.
Yes, I'd like to ask a question, please. Have you taken any steps with reference to sustainability, so ensuring that this project of yours will be sustainable for future generations?
Yes. Yes, we have taken steps of sustainability in the sense that we are insured because we do have other companies helping us on this, and also we do have also here in Swaziland we do have the I mean, the country also is, the United Nations will be checking on us on this and also advising us. So we are sustainable.
Thank you.
My question is, are you open to sell to other markets except NMC, or you have an exclusive agreement with NMC?
All right. Right now, we have a written agreement with NMC, but we are also open to sell to other retailers and also other companies. Yes, we are.
All right. Any more questions from our judges or audience? Okay, great. I think we can move on then to our next entrepreneur. Thank you very much, judges, for the great questions. We will be moving on now to Sanitize Eswatini, which is founded by Beisht Maja Honke. So Lucy, over to you.
My name is Majaonke Beisht Shabang. I am the founder of Sanitize Eswatini. Sanitize Eswatini was established in 2015 and got registered in 2022. Our main objective is to actually provide water quality assessment, water management education, and promote analytical laboratory research exchange between our local universities. Our mission, of course, is to provide reliable good water quality assessments and promote advocacy for safe water management and hygiene. And our vision is to eradicate the spread of communicable diseases, particularly neglected tropical diseases, in the Kingdom of Eswatini by 2030. Our value proposition, of course, is to offer expertise in water quality management in collaboration with the University of Eswatini and provide affordable solution. Of course, we are a Swati-owned company. We reside within the communities, and therefore we can respond quickly. Services on offer: we do water quality assessment, we do water management, hygiene literacy, and offer hygiene products. And we also do waterborne disease and also offer treatment advice. And we believe with these offers, we can be in a position to actually curb the spread of waterborne diseases. Research studies and reports do indicate that children, particularly below the age of 5, either get sick or pass away due to the scourge of communicable diseases, mostly in the rural areas, as a result of poor hygiene and poor quality water consumption. 11 children were actually noted by WaterAid, actually died of diarrhea in 2019. And as a company, we were able to identify that communicable diseases actually spread quickly among school-going children. And we noted the need to actually promote hygiene literacy at grassroots level. This picture was actually taken by this one was taken by my student who was conducting research on Schistosoma hematobium or prevalency among school-going children. That was in 2022 August. And we also noted that currently there is less quality monitoring of boreholes, since borehole water resources mostly are not tested continually when even they are certified for human consumption. So our potential market size, we know that Swaziland is about 1.2 million estimated population. About 70% of these people are living semi-urban to rural areas. And most people in the rural areas rely on boreholes for clean water. Therefore, we believe that our revenue income will be generated mostly from water quality testing, water management and mentorship education sessions, and analytical laboratory expertise services, including consultancy. Of course, our prospective clients, we have schools, hospitals, and municipalities. Of course, we do meet under the WAS Stakeholder Forum, which is led by the Department of Water Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, among others. Technical expertise: I am a qualified medical laboratory scientist under the supervision of Professor Mahlaba from the University of Eswatini and also Professor Chinkwang Fan from Taipei Medical University. Our ask, of course, is how to get financial support from the World Bank investors to implement Sanitize Eswatini objectives. Currently, we need working space, equipment, tools, and materials. And lastly, this is to certify that Sanitize Eswatini is actually a partner with the Global Water Partnership. Their mission is to actually support sustainable development and management of water resources at all levels. And these are our contact details, and thank you so much.
Great, thank you very much. And now we will hand over to our judges. I think we can start in the room. So Nelson, if you have any questions, over to you.
I see the market size and the potential clientele, but I need to understand the revenue model. Like, what exactly do you charge for and what are the rates that you charge, so that I understand how you generate your income?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Nelson. To be honest to the audience and the judges, I actually didn't do much research with regard to the services that I'm going to offer as to how am I going to charge the services, which means like I haven't done thorough research with regard to how much I'm going to charge my services. And it's for that reason to say I am not in a good position to say how much am I going to charge my services, and therefore I'll request assistance on that. But I would like to strictly go to the main objectives that I established Sanitize Eswatini solely with the purpose of mitigating the effects of global change. We are actually experiencing a lot of heavy rains these days. And I noted that with heavy rains, we actually experience flooding, which may actually cause damage to water supplies, sanitation facilities, and eventually trigger sewage overflow, which may actually increase the spread of diseases. So I want the audience to mainly focus on the impact that climate change has, so particularly in developing countries. It's true, Mr. Nelson, that my market, I'll actually focus on my market because this is my platform.
All right, and our time is up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question, Nelson, and well done to you as well, Majahonke. And now we will move on to the next entrepreneur. We have Jonathan Saiba, who will be pitching next, represented by Banele Maseko.
Hi, this is Banele Jonathan Maseko, the founder and director of Jonathan Cyber, which is a cybersecurity company here in Eswatini, currently incubated here at the Royal Science and Technology Park. We are going by our logo. Ours is to ensure IT security. So the team composition comprises of two young, energetic gentlemen, including myself, Banele, who currently acts as the Chief Executive Officer and operates in the data protection department of the company and forensics investigations. And Mr. Stumoma Tenjwa, who is my first-hand right man, operating on the operations and training operations of the company and network administrator. So like any other company, we have an advisory board, including Mr. Simanga Dlamini, who is the Business Advisory Officer of the Royal Science and Technology Park, where the company is currently incubated, and Mr. Shedrack Dlamini, who is a cybersecurity lecturer at the Advanced School of IT, a department under the Royal Science and Technology Park, and Mr. Menzi Nene, who is a loans officer at Inhlangelo Fund, a fund here in Eswatini, helping small companies to grow and to develop. So Jonathan Cyber was established based on a pain point we are trying to solve, which include data loss. We can And note that everything is shifting to the digital space at jet speed. So ours is to ensure that digital space is secure. We also offer protection from ransomware, website defacement, and information leakage. So we came up with a solution of network security, the IT infrastructure being protected. Under the network security service, we do offer IDS and IPS protection, business continuity planning and disaster recovery planning, data recovery from storage devices. We do offer cybersecurity training where Mr. Stimo Matendra is a manager in. We train organizations and the general public on cybersecurity. We do also offer investigations, cyber forensic investigations to investigate on cyber attacks, and security assessment, which is assessing the current IT infrastructure of an organization and imitate a hacker to see where a hacker or a malicious somebody can get into the business infrastructure. And we do have competition here in Eswatini and beyond, including Mujana Limited holding Siberian Digital, who is a competitor in the data recovery space, Audrey PC Systems. And it can be noted that the police service here in Eswatini are also a competition when it comes to cyber forensic investigation. We also note that we have competition from the international service providers like Microsoft offering antivirus protection. Target customers is information technology enterprises like ours, who are startups, parastatals, and government agencies, NGOs, mid to high income individuals seeking to secure their sensitive information, and startup companies like ours as Jonathan Cyber. So the traction to date is what makes us stand out from the crowd. We have existing customers who are the RAS Eswatini Police Service, Eswatini Communications Commission, Eswatini National Library Service, Voice of the Church Radio Station, and the Anglican Youth Council. Investment is requested better now because the world is getting more popular. The world is gaining more digital popularity. Cybersecurity market is growing at jet speed, and the cybercrime is growing as well. And our track record is impressive. So to date, the owner has invested $5,900 US. We also have funding from Standard Bank, UNDP, and RSTP, which is 8,812, and a grant from MTN Setco of $590 US. And the ask is, as listed, from equipment, licenses, and operation, totaling up to $75,200 US. And here is our contact information. Thank you.
Excellent, great. Thank you very much, Banele. And now I'll hand over to our judges. This time I'll let you pick who would like to go first, if we have any questions coming from online or in the room.
I can jump in quickly. So great presentation. I see that you've got some good clients, and you've highlighted that you know who your competitors are. But please, can you elaborate on how you believe you have a competitive advantage to your competitors? What is different?
Thank you so much, Grace, for the question. The competitors listed are not competing in the cybersecurity space. They are just competing in the IT, and only Siberian Digital is competing in data recovery, and only the police are competing in cyber forensic. So all these competitors are not specific into cybersecurity. We are the only one who are in cybersecurity services, and that's what makes us a unique.
Thank you for
Great,
that answer. My question will be, okay. My question will be, do you have original software or systems that you are inventing yourself, or you license your product and then you resell it?
Oh, okay. Oh, we do develop softwares ourselves, more especially basic data encryption algorithms, and we are looking forward to covering them through IP protection. While myself, I'm a certified IP
management personnel. And also we do offer reselling and partnership with those who already established cybersecurity solutions like cloud platforms. We don't create them ourselves, but we partner with those who are already established like AWS.
Okay, quickly, how big is the size of your market, like the potential clientele?
Oh, okay. In Eswatini, currently the market stands at 2.6 billion US dollars and expected to rise up to rise at a 14.
Our time is up. Thank you very much, Vanele. And thank you very much to our judges as well. We will now move on to our next entrepreneur. Okay, great. We will be hearing from iMatrix that is founded by
Thank you very much for having me today. My name is Mzamane Mzebele. I am the CEO of iMatrix. And currently at iMatrix, we are looking for investors who can invest $140,000 for a share of 50%. We are trying to solve the problem of electricity shortage in the country, which is Swaziland. Currently in Swaziland, we produce only 30% of what we need, which is why electricity is so expensive and sometimes we have unscheduled power cuts. And our solution as iMatrix is to let the sun pay the bills. We want to supply electricity. We want to supply solar electricity, installation and maintenance services. However, our job as iMatrix is not to draw a line between the rich and the poor, but we want to be as inclusive as possible by making our solar systems affordable and accessible to everyone, regardless of their financial status or background. When you look at the market, we are targeting the general population and commercial agriculture specifically. And in commercial agriculture right now, there are not so many competitors, so the market is not yet congested. And since there is a global switch to renewable energy these days, we think the solar electricity opportunity is very big, especially because even in agricultural irrigation, most farmers and estates are switching to solar water pumping. We have had some challenges as a startup or as a new company. First of all, we're a new company and it's very hard to get our first clients. So we decided that to mitigate this situation, we have to collaborate with other big companies or local players and recruit experienced staff members. Staff members like Bayanda Tabete, who will be our chief electrical engineer. He's qualified and experienced with over 15 years experience in the field. And we also have Kevin Love, who's also experienced in information and technology. Now, this is how we are going to make money. When we charge you for procurement, installation, testing, and commissioning all at once. So when we buy the material, we add a 70% markup. So we make money just by buying the material before installation. And on installation, we charge $45 US per kVA and $29 per kVA for testing and commissioning. And when we look at the future, the financial future of the company, we see that in 3 years' time, we can be able to make above $1.5 million US in revenue and about $500,000 US in profit. Now, what we need to make our dreams come true as iMatrix is a cash injection of $140,000 US for rent and some legal documents, and we need to buy a truck for our logistical purposes, and also some salaries for our staff members. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Mzamane. Great pitch. And now we will hand over to our judges for any questions. I think we can start online with this round.
Sure. I would just like to know the materials that you will be procuring. Have you done an analysis about of what the cost is of that and how you will make profit?
Yes.
But currently we're looking at renting a shop so that we can order the material in bulk, at the same time retail, and then also use it for our installation projects.
And where will you be getting the materials from?
South Africa.
Thank you.
All right, and do we have any questions from in the room?
Zamane, do you have any plans for diversifying your service offering? Like, what is your growth plan and the long-term vision for your business?
Thank you very much. We are looking at, I think in 20 years time, we have to be owning some mini grids and some solar farms. Actually, that was the initial idea, but then the capital was too much. So we decided to start here.
What are the capital requirements that you're saying is too much?
About $200 million for the mini grids.
Okay, and for what capacity? How much capacity do you need to produce?
50 MVA.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Have you done a competitor analysis?
Sorry?
Have you done a competitor analysis?
Yes, we've done it briefly.
And who are they, and what do they offer? What is your value proposition?
Our advantage of our competitors is that we are very much into the commercial agriculture.
All right, time is up. Time is up there. And thank you very, very much, Mzamani, for the pitch and answering the questions. And thank you to our judges as well. We will move on to our second and last entrepreneur for the day, and that is the Waffle Palace, founded by Ndaya Lukoji. So over to you, Lucy.
My name is Ndaya Lukoji. I'm the founder of the Waffle Palace. It was established in 2017 and we opened our first store in 2019. We specialize in sweet and savory waffles. And after running the store for 3 years, I decided that I would like to pursue my long-term vision of changing the brand into a franchise, which is why today I'm asking for $350,000 US. This will be used to set up a 3,000 square meters warehouse of waffle factory, which will be used to house equipment, furniture, and machinery to process finished to semi-finished products to distribute out to Waffle Palace stores. This new venture is for individuals like Ndaba, who's a 38-year-old middle-income self-employed man who is looking for an exciting business to invest into. Or Sihle, who's a 34-year-old middle-income woman. She's employed and she's looking for a business opportunity for her retirement plan. Why should they invest in the Waffle Palace? It's an indulgent product. It's a feel-good product, and that gives you a mouth-watering experience after having one massive bite of our succulent waffle burger or a slice of our cheesy waffle pizza. Waffle Palace is also born from a passion for culinary and love for the food industry, and also born from a student's apartment of a young woman who was desperately looking for a way to get out of the unemployed youth title. Over the years, we've sold over 5,000 waffles. We've employed 20 young women, and we've had 1 international dining award. We've also hosted 3 community give back waffle funds day with children, which is a passion project of my own. Why the food industry? Why invest in food business? The food industry in Africa is growing tremendously. The African food industry in 2020 by the World Bank was valued at $1 trillion US. And the middle income class in Africa is growing from 376 million to 582 million people by 2020, which is 54.8% growth. So which means that Africa in the next couple of years will have a lot of people in the middle income class. That is why our product's target audience is individuals, young professionals, business people, businesses, and families that are between the middle and high income brackets. By 2025, we would have reached 8 years of Waffle Palace. And as we usher into our 10 years of operating, we would like to kickstart the franchising process. Currently, we make our money through daily in-store sales, dining in, takeaways, catering. We attend food markets and food festivals, as well as have our products in retail. We're currently developing frozen waffles, and we want to develop ice cream, branded ice cream, sauces, spreads, and we have our artisan waffle cone that is currently being sold at Pick n Pay Eswatini stores. By 2030, we would like to build a trusted brand, and we want to contribute or serve our community by creating 100 jobs through our warehouse and across all our stores. And we would like to empower women by employing women across all these infrastructure, as well as promote entrepreneurship for specifically looking at young people who would like to be entrepreneurs, who are able to afford to own a Waffle Palace. So we will make it affordable for young people to go to a bank and request a loan to own a Waffle Palace. The team is made up of myself. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur, and I'm also an entrepreneurship incubator facilitator. And along with me is a manager that I have at the store. Her name is Nompumelelo Hlanze. She's got 10 years experience in the international hotel management industry. Thank you.
Excellent, great. Thank you very much, Ndaya. Yeah, I think those waffles got us all sort of licking our lips there. Those look very, very good. And so I'll hand over to our judges for our Q&A. Do we have any first takers? Okay, I think we'll start in the room. Okay, Grace, go ahead.
Very quickly, so I see you have different sources of revenue. Where do you find that you're getting the highest percentage of your revenue and traction to date?
Thank you for the question, Grace. So right now, our highest revenue comes from Pick n Pay because we're supplying Manzini, Mbabane, and Eswatini. And we also attend festivals like Bushfire and the Standard Bank Luigi Festival. We've attended all the festivals since 2021.
Great. I have a question. You said that your growth plan is to franchise. Have you done any franchise modeling? And what does that look like?
Not yet. So right now we've been running the store since 2019. So that was just 2 months before COVID started. And I have been in conversation with a franchise developer in South Africa who's sort of running me through how a franchise is supposed to be set up and what I need in order to get there. So it's basically just setting up a pilot store so that I can start that.
Thank you.
In terms of your revenue outside the major events, like your day-to-day clientele, how much revenue do you generate, or how many walk-in clients do you have, like on average?
Is that per month, per year?
Per month.
Per month, walk-ins would be 50 customers on average.
Then will that be correct to say, according to my understanding, this is a dessert type of product?
No, so it's waffles, but savory. So we just turn generic restaurant meals into waffle meals.
Oh, okay, so I can go for a full meal.
Yes, so you can have
I needed
waffle
to understand.
fries, waffle pizza. Yeah.
Okay, no, thanks a lot.
All right, great, perfect timing. Well done. Thank you very much, judges, for the questions. And thank you very much as well, Ndaya. We'll move on to our final but not least entrepreneur, our last but not least entrepreneur, who is Pamandla Mamba, and they are here speaking to the High Purpose Investments Company.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to High Purpose Investment Pty Ltd. Is Pamandla Mamba speaking. At High Purpose Investment, we have one purpose or two. One is to make sure no poverty, no hunger. At High Purpose Investment, we strive to eradicate hunger and poverty through farming. Then we have a problem that we focus on, we are solving. High Purpose solve vegetable, the high imports from South Africa and other countries, which is estimated to around 345 million, low GDP and high unemployment rate. The solution, our solution is to eradicate hunger and poverty through farming. It's our main purpose. Sustainable, smart climate agriculture. Farming becoming harder every day. So we need to employ the smart way of doing things and to make sure we don't suffer from the climate change. To do so, we need tunnels, create employment. We have competition, but then even though we do have that competition, we are at a competitive advantage at High Purpose Investment. One, we have access to free water and family land with zero rental, sustainable energy. We have solar that we use to pump water. It's clean energy. We have accessible labor. We have guaranteed market from NEMBOD and other retailers such as Pick n Pay and Spars. We have a contract with NEMBOD that we have just signed to supply vegetables at a very high order. Retailers that we also work, as I've said, that we have supplied with our high quality vegetables at Pick n Pay and Spar. Market size. Talking of market size, as a country, we import so much and we have so much land to work on so that we can reduce these imports and to make sure that we increase our GDPs. To do so, we are going to farm and have more of it. Going to our financial projections, we have, for instance, if we do not have tunnels, in 5 years' time, our revenues would be sitting at around $44,000 US with a profit of about $28,000 US. If we were to get the tunnels today, in 2008, well, I would say after 5 years from today, will be around $458,000 US with a profit estimated to be around $300,000 US. Our request, it's mainly for the tunnels. They are very expensive to set up. The funding that we need is around 137, 69 and 69 US dollars for farming tunnels, which cost around 92,000, solar system, a storage unit and refrigerated truck. Our request, request continues. The funding will be appreciated if it comes in the form of a grant, but if then no, we will give a chance to someone who's willing and who believe to end poverty and of course to make sure no one is hungry. We have 40% for that person per year in our profits for 5 years. Our achievements, we have attended smart climate farming tunnels training. That's why we have seen it, we have tested it, we have seen how grateful it is. It survives storms, weather, harsh weather, and all the risk involved in open land farming. Award from MTN Pichanga Business and Junior Achievement Regional Entrepreneurial Award, MTN Junior Achievement Again Award. Our future plans is to make sure that after we fully establish, we plan to export to other countries in Africa and beyond, to establish an agric academy to train other young people in the country, to venture into horticulture. Our team, meet our teams, Pamandla Mamba, the CEO, founder, our operations director this side, Mpile Professor Simelane Spilile Dlamini, and Mr. Robert Kumalo for consultant. He's in finance. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much, Pamandla. And now we will hand over to our judges for some questions. So with this round, I think, Nelson, I will start with you if you have any questions for Pamandla in the room.
Hi, it's Pamandla. The only question I have for you, you said you are giving away 40% of your business revenue over 5 years, like in return for the investment. Did I understand you correctly to say you are not giving away equity? You're only giving that investor a portion in the profits?
Oh, well, it's from the profit, of course. Thank you for that question, for that clarity. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, great. And any questions online?
What vegetables do you farm in this tunnel farming?
Okay, in the tunnel farming, I will be doing sweet peppers mainly. The one we did, they are good, which is yellow pepper, red pepper, and cucumbers. But mostly we focus on sweet belly peppers.
Okay, thank you.
And how much do you produce on a monthly basis?
Okay, we are seasonal because now it's hard to farm. You cannot farm on winter. So the tunnel are for that sustainability, so that we can even farm in winter, we can even farm in rainy season. So last time when we started, we produced about 9 tons that were sold at 112,000 in our currency, Malangeni. And the second time we produced about 12 tons, which was an improvement that were sold also at almost same amount. So if we produce 9 tons of sweet belly pepper, like yellow ones, we will be making a lot of money because one crate is about 300 Malangeni, yet the ones that we farm on the open land is just 100 Malangeni.
How many production cycles are possible to achieve per
we
year?
We will have 2 of them per year because
All
it's
right.
only
Our time is up.
and harvesting.
Our time is up. Thank you very much, Pamandla, and thank you very much to our judges. Congratulations to everyone that did pitch today. I think the pitches were amazing, and well done to you all in your preparation, as well as to those that assisted the entrepreneurs in prepping for today. And so I think we do deserve one last round of applause for everyone that did pitch today. I don't know if you can hear our claps online, but I'm sure the room sounds great. I see some clapping emojis flying through the room as well on our Zoom room. So thank you, everyone. And now what we will do is give our judges some time for them to deliberate and decide on our final winner. So we're very excited to hear who our winners will be for today, but also just to note that our prizes will be handed over by the World Bank acting country representative, which is Wakile Mkonza, as well as Nompumelelo Ndlela, who is the RSTP legal advisor, and they will be assisting our judges with handing over these prizes. So when we get back, we will see more of them. But before we hear from our judges, while they do walk away to deliberate, we will be having a quick activity just so we can get a sense of who is in the room and really just get that energy up as well. And that will be followed by a short tea break for you just to stretch your legs, grab some coffee, grab some water. But first, I will now hand over to Sam, my colleague, who will be taking you through the activity.
Hello, thank you, Noni. Hello, everybody. Nice to see all of your faces for you online and all of the entrepreneurs in the room. Really, a huge well done to you for your pitches. It was really cool to hear what you do. So you will see that I have shared my screen now. This is just a little fun activity for us to do. Just get a sense of where you are in the room, I suppose, while our judges are deciding on our prize winners for today. So if you could all go to menti.com, you can use your phone or your laptop. Any device will be fine. So that's menti.com. And once you're there, you can use the code 49742824. I have also popped that code in the chat so you can copy and paste if you're using the same device. So once again, that's menti.com and the code is 49742824. Once you're on the platform, you can give me a little heart, press the heart in the bottom right. And that's when I will see that you are there. So I can see our numbers are slowly coming up. We can see we got 5 people on the platform at the moment. We will wait for a couple more to join us. So all of the entrepreneurs in the room, to get your minds off of our judges, this is a good activity for you to join. So once more, that's menti.com and the code is 49742824. We'll just wait for a couple more people to join. I wonder how the tension is in the room at the moment with our judges having stepped out of both the online room and the in-person room.
I'm sure it's super excited. We wish we could be a fly on the wall, I think, hey, Sam?
Yeah, I think most of us do.
But yeah, we all, I see there was a bit of a trend today, and we were first talking about the wine, then we're talking about the waffles. So I think there's a little bit of, we can work together with these entrepreneurs, eat the waffles, drink the wine, and then take the tablets to make us feel better afterwards.
It's a whole team effort.
It's a team effort.
Okay, awesome. We've got 19 people on the platform, so I think we will proceed. So you can just keep an eye on your screens. Question number 1, if you were a superhero, what powers would you want to have? So you can just pop your little answer in the text box, and then it will pop up on the screen. It is completely anonymous, but just as a little fun activity. I'm trying to think what I would choose. Probably for me, it would be another hour in the day. Listening skill, invisibility, we got mind reading, the Incredible Hulk. Seeing the future, ending poverty, to time travel, or to fly. Speed like the Flash, I love that one. To reverse time. Oh, to be in 2 places at once. I bet some of us would do that right now, with our judges deliberating at the moment. A superior learning ability, that's interesting, changing people's mindset. Making it rain, omnipresence.
There are 2 messages online: clean environment and to see a clean environment.
Awesome. I'm trying to see which our new ones are. Mind control. Okay, we will go to the next question. I see we've got 23 people on now. That's awesome. Okay, what emoji are you feeling at the moment after hearing from our 9 entrepreneurs? So this is kind of an emoji cloud, if you could call it that. So if you're on a phone or if you have emojis on your device, you can pop a fun emoji in. If you want to say the word, you're also more than welcome. I love this. Money, excited, intrigued, inspired, strength. We got some flames. We got some hearts. Somebody's pondering. I got a fist bump, mind blown. Oh, awesome. Lots of hearts on the chat. Proud, impressed, amazed, motivated, optimistic. Oh, these are awesome. So cool to see. Inclusive, amazing, still going.
On the chat, there's also inspired.
Stunning.
Some new entrepreneurs in the making.
Absolutely. Cool, we got 30 on the platform now. That's awesome. We'll do our final question, just a fun one today. This or that, mountains or the beach? Where would you rather spend some time? If you got time off, another magical day tomorrow. Some people wish to time travel. So if you could just spend your time anywhere, where would it be, mountains or the beach? For me, it would definitely be the beach. Although a mountain walk is always lovely. It seems like most people in the room would go to the beach as well. Okay, awesome, everybody. We will now take a very short break, probably 5 minutes. So we'll be back here at 11:35 to hear our judges' announcements. So go and make some coffee, shake out your hands, get ready, and we will see you back here shortly.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I do hope the room is ready for us there. I see there is a bit of mingling happening, but welcome back to our judges as well. I know during our activity just before the tea break, we were asked what our superpowers would be if we could choose any, and one of them was mind reading. I think someone there is wanting to read the minds of some of our judges today and find out who our winner is. So we are waiting very anxiously for that. But first up, what I think we can do is just to hear some feedback from
Colleagues,
our
please
judges.
please kindly take your seats. Noni, give it a second. The room is very excited
Sure.
here.
No worries, no worries. Completely
All right,
understood.
we're going to start shortly. Okay, back to you, Noni.
Perfect, great. So what we can do, since we are so all excited, I can hand over to our judges just for some feedback. If we could hear some individual feedback from the judges, just very briefly on some feedback for our entrepreneurs as they move forward. I think we can start in the room if there is any feedback from Nelson for our entrepreneurs.
Thank you. Thank you, Nongaba. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity to be here. I would like to congratulate all these business people gathered here for your brave presentations. Hold on to that mantra that was given by Catherine at the beginning of the session, that you are very brave. Entrepreneurship is a very hard journey. I'd like to congratulate you all. We are going to hear our feedback from Grace. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Before we hear our final feedback from Grace on who our winners are, I'd like to find out if there is any feedback, general feedback for all of our entrepreneurs from Ame and Grace.
Yes, sure. First of all, a big congratulations to all the entrepreneurs. I thought your presentations were really, really great and so well prepared. So thank you to each and every one of you. We know what it's like to put yourself out there. It's not the easiest thing, and we salute you. I think my biggest feedback during the session was just to always outline your value added proposition, to make sure that that is kind of your elevator pitch, to make sure you incorporate that every time you speak to a potential investor or anyone. And then, as Catherine said earlier, please stay part of our ecosystem so that we can, continue on with the journey together, and that we can support each other in this journey. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you in the future. Back to you, Grace.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ame. So I really echo the sentiments of the judges, my fellow judges today. Really well done. It really takes courage, to be an entrepreneur and doing what you guys do, in Eswatini. So, we really, really applaud you, that we really admire your work, and please, never give up. And if anything, stay close to each other as a cohort, because I think, as you can hear in the presentations, you guys are all going through a very similar journey, even though your businesses are very different. And so you can always learn from each other in terms of, those that are pre-revenue, those are generating revenue, those are trying to expand into South Africa, or, have partnerships in South Africa, etc. So I really do implore you to stay close to one another and support each other sort of where you can. My last feedback before I just don't mean to add to the suspense to announce the winners is quite a few of the presentations, and even in the answering of questions, you would answer your numbers in a whole, in I'd say just the numbers themselves. Just a tidbit from an investor perspective, because we see, we hear and see so many presentations and see so many numbers. I'm always trying to show that you're showing your numbers in points of revenue growth, your margins, where you see yourself expanding to. There were a lot of sort of wholesome numbers in quite a few of the presentations. So if you can just make sure that you make those changes when you are looking for funding. And then last one is, as the saying goes, sometimes, fail fast. And so it's, especially those that are pre-revenue and still doing research, yes, I think you really need to ensure that you do your research and thoroughly, but also the sooner you can also do your pilots and really get into the field, the sooner you can see the shortcomings of where theory might fail you, because I think that's where some of the answers that were weak came through, that, you hadn't done any, proof of concepts or pilots. And so with that, without further ado, we will get into the top 3. And yeah, so it was, again, another tough one like we had yesterday in Namibia. We actually had to reiterate, sometimes the numbers, didn't stack out and how some of the judges were feeling. And so there was a tug of war. So please know that, we all really fought for what we thought was the best entrepreneur, which speaks to how good most of your presentations were. So we do have a special bubbling under a third that we'd like to mention, because it was very close to the second prize. And so with that, the third bubbling under that we would really like to give a shout out to in third place was High Purpose Investments. Well done, Pamanda. I think we really liked your your offering, but this is where I also want to just implore that you make sure you get your numbers and your terminologies correct, Spamandla, on the 40% profit share for 5 years. That didn't quite work out so well for us. We couldn't quite understand in terms of your returns, but otherwise we do believe that you had a lot of potential. Then in second place, we have Waffle Palace. Well done, Waffle Palace. We really think that you have a lot of potential. I see there's a prize award winning there. So let me pause as she's coming up. And really with Waffle Palace, we really implore you to keep doing what you're doing. We loved your traction with Pick and Pay, the Bushfire Festival, and really see your potential in terms of being able to franchise. So really don't give up and keep up the good traction and the great work. Really well done. All right, and the winners, ladies and gentlemen. But again, every entrepreneur is a winner here today. Please, lest we forget. And the winner, can I get a bit of a drum roll? And number 1 is Bonds Investments. Really well done, Bonds Investment. We think you have great potential in terms of selling that biodiesel, much needed clean energy that is required. So solving for a great need, very innovative. You hopefully can even help us lower the diesel requirements and maybe you can even export some to South Africa. We need a lot of diesel at the moment in stage 6. But otherwise, everybody, congratulations. I'm very impressed by the quality of presentations. Speaks to the mentors that you've had. So big congratulations to the mentors and the team as well. And with that, I will hand back over to Noni.
Great. Thank you so much, Grace. And thank you very much to our judges. Congratulations to our winners. But as Grace said, everyone is a winner. All of the entrepreneurs that did pitch today, congratulations to you all for really making it this far and being able to really just present your businesses so well. And there was mention of the mentors there. So I would just like to take a quick moment to hear from our head coach, Cameron Burt, who is joining us online, just to share some words from a mentor's perspective and the support that was provided to these entrepreneurs on their journey to the pitch day. Cameron, over to you.
Thanks, Noni. It's been fantastic to watch the growth of these entrepreneurs on the program. When I made a comment on our group chat earlier today, that to see where the entrepreneurs started and where they are now, very polished pitches, they're quite confident in terms of their answers and the responses that they're giving. It's fantastic. The nice thing about Bonds with their biodiesel is that whatever product he makes, however much he makes, he's always going to sell all of it. Okay? You're going to have a full market, you'll have 100% take up. And of course, the Waffle Palace, we need to have a couple opening up in Cape Town, please. And to the entrepreneurs in the room, it's been fantastic working with you. Dudu is very happy with you. Two of her mentees won, so she's celebrating with you. And you can see the mentors get emotionally engaged with their mentees as well, I can assure you. For the mentees in the room, for the entrepreneurs in the room, this is an ideal opportunity to network with the other participants on the program, stay in touch. As Grace has mentioned, I've mentioned several times during our sessions, in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, 2 + 2 = 5, and this is ideal time for you to collaborate now. And remember, this is day 1 on your journey. Cheers.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much, Cameron. And ladies and gentlemen, before we do close off, again, I would just like to say congratulations to all of our entrepreneurs and winners today. And thank you very much to our judges as well as our partners that did give some words in the beginning of our program today. But now I will hand over to our closing remarks coming from Marie-Francois Marinelli, who is the Country Director for South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Lesotho, and Eswatini, who will be closing us out for today's event. And so, Mari, I will be handing over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Nonsiba, and you are keeping the good work. Well done. So, good morning, Babane. I could feel a lot of energy in the room. Am I correct? Yeah? Okay, that's fantastic. I really wanted to be with you, but I will be there shortly. Let me start again by really indicating how happy I am here to join another live event, on the entrepreneur startup community around the Innovation Bridge portal. As I said yesterday, this is a journey that started, in late 2019, when we started to think of how we can, organize and support the youth and the entrepreneur to address one of the critical, challenges of the region. And it's so pleasing to see, the world travel since the beginning. First of all, to see how working with the CSR, thinking of, an innovation tool that they had developed, transforming it now in a single digital platform where MSMEs, entrepreneurs can really access to the information. And now we are today, in Babane, in Eswatini. We were yesterday in Windhoek, and we will continue the journey to Lesotho tomorrow and finally close on Friday in South Africa. So it's really true, really showing that it is possible. And as, was just mentioned now, we have a movement, going. And I mentioned, the point of how this platform can contribute, to addressing these challenges. I was looking at the numbers again, of unemployment in Eswatini, and really it moved from 23% to in 2016 to 33%, so this is quite high. And if we take the youth, it's even higher. So truly think of you that people, agent of change, agent that will bring solution. Of course, it is a journey. I actually was able to listen to the speeches, and I can see the direction, how you are thinking. I think that there is a lot of work still to be done, but we are moving in the right direction. And I think that it is quite pleasing to see that. And I think that the first element that I see is a possibility for you through the platform to be able to benefit of the regional platform. First of all, the SACU community is a community where you can movement, goods can move, without paying taxes because it is a common market. So it is already a big advantage. But in addition, we think that this can be broadened to the overall SADC region and beyond. And what does that mean? That means that the ideas that are coming from, Windhoek yesterday, the ideas that are coming today in Babane can be applied in the other countries. So you start thinking that, the environment in which you are operating is a much broader than looking at, little Babane. So I think that this is the very first point that I want to make in terms of really creating space, creating a market. Yeah. Secondly, in terms of the smaller communities, the fact that we are now on a digital platform that will allow you to access to more information easily, not only information available in the region, but the information available more broadly. And that is very important. And I'm thinking, of the smaller town. I am very much attached to Eswatini. I'm always talking of the smaller region of Shiselweni and Lubumbo that are, we know that are the least favorable region, the most vulnerable, but we can turn that into an opportunity if we start thinking. And I was so pleased to see, the project that you presented in terms of providing access to electricity to agriculture. And I am hoping, I don't know who is helping that, this project that didn't get, that didn't make it to the first 3 are being helped, because what I like about it, it's really about having solution. And I think that, as was said before, as we are an entrepreneur, to be successful is, of course, to make money, but also to have an impact in the community. And that is so beautiful. And I can clearly see that emerging in terms of, the ideas that you have put together. And then I want to, and then in that sense, I want to also say that the beauty of the platform is that it's a zero-rated portal. So you can access to the information without having to pay. And I think that I'd like to ask the team to confirm that. Now, the next point that I want to mention, and this is where I see the value of the World Bank being associated to that, is really the possibility to facilitate access to government, because there are bottlenecks. Let's face it, myself, I travel to Babane, just, crossing the border, and very often I cross very easily, but I am not the typical, person. I benefit, from, the license plate, diplomatic entry. What we want is really facilitating this movement. And even yesterday afternoon, we had an internal discussion among ourselves to see how do we streamline, movement of goods at the border post, so that we reduce costs. And that is one of the examples. I'm sure that in the room in Babane, you will be able to come up even more clearly with what are these ideas that we want to push to government. And I'm always saying, we always cite, Tunisia as the most advanced, ecosystem. But I can tell you the story of November 2017, when in a gathering like that, I met with the youth and they said, we feel that we are in a prison in Tunis, and people are trying, you see the geography, to cross the border, to go to Europe, to have opportunities. And they said, so I said, what do you need? And they were thinking of creating a startup act. And in Tunisia, as in many countries, it takes so much time to have, legislation being approved by parliament. So that we have put that on the table. We would like to see move fast. So I told them, I'm going to see the Prime Minister next week, and I'm going to put that on the table. And actually, the Prime Minister was only 42 years old at that time. Things have changed a lot since. But I did what I promised. And then I went to see the Prime Minister. I said, this is what the youth are asking. And man, I remember vividly, this was, end of November, early December. January, the text was approved by Parliament. Then it was, by Cabinet, submitted to Parliament. And then the youth went to Parliament and sat as the deliberation were taking place and said, do you dare not approve this text? And with the pressure of the youth in the Parliament, this was the fastest approved, startup. And I'm always proud of that, because that was the little contribution that we made. It's just giving them the enabling environment to move things. And now everybody is talking, of Tunisia as a reference in terms of the Startup Act. We are now, as we speak, discussing in South Africa how to replicate this model, basically to make, the legislation, the regulation easier for you, because we tell the government, this is the future. And this is what happened. And I can tell you that now, I don't know if you are following the story of Tunisia. I was talking to my Tunisian counterparts, and they were telling me, this is one dimension that is holding the country. Despite the political challenges that they have. So this very important notion of convener to facilitate, the communication with the government, just think that you have the power and you can do it, right? I see all of you listening to me. I hope that you believe, and that after this meeting, you will say, it's not just, about talking, moving into action. I want you to come by the end of the month with 1-2 action that you want to tell me, MF, because this is the way everybody call me, we want you to go and see, Minister Neil, and put that on the table. Minister of Development Planning as well, Minister Gina, and we will do it. We will do it, right? So that is the beauty of this platform. You have to think about it, more broadly. And then, of course, as I said, we seize the opportunity and in the green industry. And I was so pleased, honestly. I forgot the name of the pitcher who presented this project on energy, which if you can help you structure it, will make a difference. I really would like to make a plea and ask Ganesh in the room to sit with this young gentleman and look at this proposal more broadly. So that is the idea. Now, I want to also make sure that women are actually very much engaged. And, I don't remember your name, but Waffle Palace, I really liked your proposal, I must say. And as somebody said, I started to feel hungry just listening to you. But I think that, again, you have been operating for a few years, you have a bit of experience, how to structure that, how to give space, at which space should we go, and should you go, sorry. And I'm pleased that it is really a woman who got, the second position. Now, coming to our contribution as a World Bank, of course, I'm mentioning this convener role that I've just discussed, which is, facilitating interface with government, other organization, the private sector organization. But what we have put in place, because we have said this is so important, that we need to structure the engagement around jobs as the most important one. In fact, next week we are going to our board to present the strategy that we will developing, rolling out in Eswatini for the next 5 years. And we have two major high-level outcomes. The first one is, I see that I have 5 minutes, don't worry, I will be done in the time. The first is really employment by the private sector. And this is what we are talking about. You are essentially into that. So we have this platform where we look at the policy, we would like how to support SMEs, but we also look at how to develop skills, because not everybody will be an entrepreneur, not everybody will be successful. And this is actually why Ganesh and the teams are presently in Babane, where we are looking at the possibility to discuss with the government how to have a skills development program. But in terms of the SME, my ambition is really put in place a program similar to the one that we have now in place in Lesotho, where not only we help the government streamline the ecosystem to facilitate, the interface between government and business, but we are coming with money for the early seed financing, because what we have, our analysis has shown is that banks are not equipped to provide early seed financing. And the government of Lesotho has recognized that it was valuable to go to the World Bank, get a line of credit to help put in place not only the entrepreneur hub, where you can come and get the support, but also the financing. So I'm going to be brief, but just to say that it is one element. The second is that we have our private sector branch, the IFC, International Financing Corporation, that is already putting resources in accelerator investment, such as, the knife capital that is already in place. So for, of course, not those like yours who are just starting, but those who are already established and need the acceleration. So all to say that there is a lot that is possible from the entrepreneurship platform, from the innovation bridge portal with the broader scope. My ambition is that with you in the room, in the broader, startup community in Babane, you can come up with a plan on what is needed, and that together with Ganesh, who is in the room, we start engaging with the government to see how we can mobilize funding to make sure that we are walking the talk. We are not just talking, but we are putting money in to support you. So I really would like to really thank the South African team with the Department of Science and Innovation, CSR, where we started, this thinking. Of course, our technical counterpart in the think room that is facilitating really this conversation, but also in Babane, the Royal Science and Technology Park. And I think that we can together structure and solidify, this effort so that, today is 10th of May, 2023. We can remember that this started on a May 10th, but it has really transformed into a transformation of what, the ecosystem for SMEs is, how SMEs are operating, and we have world-class SMEs in Eswatini that can compete not only at the local level, but at the regional level, and why not at the global level. Thank you very much. I hope that I managed to stay within my time. Thank you very much.
That was perfect. No, thank you very much, Mari. Those words really, I hope, encourage the entrepreneurs that were in the room with us right now, but also online. And thank you very much as well to the World Bank Group for your contribution to today's event, but also just to the program in general. So thank you very much to you all. And once again, to our audience, I saw some questions just about who some of our winners are. So just to maybe reiterate, our first prize winner was Banele Mdluli from Bonds Investments. Our second prize winner was Ndaya Lukoji from the Waffle Place. And of course, a special mention to Pamandla Mamba from High Purpose Investments. So well done and congratulations to you all once again. But before closing out, I would just like to thank once again the World Bank Group and our colleagues on that team, the Think Room Consulting team, the CSIR and our South African Government Department and Agency teams for supporting this initiative, and our other ecosystem support organizations that have been offering support as well. And thank you very much as well to the team on the ground in Eswatini for your assistance and support today in making this happen, as well as the Royal, just need to remember the full name, the Royal Technology or Science and Technology Park. And thank you very much as well for your contribution to today's event. And of course, to our entrepreneurs, thank you very much to you all. And we're really looking forward to watching your developments. Make sure once again to follow the stakeholders and partners on social media, sign up for their newsletters, and really just make sure to keep to date with their potential programs that might be in the pipelines for those of you that would like to get involved in future. And make sure to use the resources, knowledge, and network information that is shared on the IBP platform, as well as the Thinkubate platforms. And once again, thank you to you all for joining us today and giving us your time. I hope that you do enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Sorry, colleagues, just to continue with the conversation.